Alright, so this episode we're just going to figure out what we're doing because we made these accounts, then we got the videos, we made the free to play account to see what it's going to be like when we eventually turn free to play. So I was going to do that free to play series where we're just pure free to play, but then I already paid for these accounts, and I guess the only difference would be the training speed essentially. Because now that I went and I had cause I was there for like 3 days playing on that free to play account, just looking at the skills and learning everything and seeing what we could learn on a free to play account. So eventually, when this account is not in members anymore, eventually I'll know all of the skills that are actually going to be useful on a free account, so I could train my account accordingly. So this account, I got the 3-month package. So the 3-month package was what, like, I don't know, $40. Spent like $40 for 3 months or something. So we got 3 months of members on this account. So we got 3 months of training on here actually. So I already put like Caldari Frigate up to level 5, Destroyer to level 4, Destroyer to level 5, because I was planning to just get into the tier 2 frigates and then the tier 2 destroyers. And then I guess we need to unlock the weapons and everything, because originally I was just going to get all the frigates, all the ships and everything, but now that we've seen everything, now that we learned everything, figured out that we probably don't actually need all of these ships. We need all of the core abilities to even pilot these ships, right? So if you look at Caldari Frigate, I was under the impression that if I train Caldari Frigate to level 5, then I would be able to fly one of these ships, like the Buzzard for example. Then you go to requirements, like you need that, but then you also need electronics upgrade level 5 to fly this thing, so it's going to be more training than the 9 days to fly those things. Same with the destroyer, right? If we wanted to, if we just show information about here, once I get to level 5, I could pilot these sweet tier 2 ships. And if you go to requirements, now I know that I also need science level 5 to be able to pilot this ship. I also need power grid management level 5 and a destroyer level 5. I need propulsion jamming level 5 to be able to use this ship. And then even for like the tier 2, the other ship, I would need command destroyers, command burst specialists. I would need whole different skills for this one apparently. This is what, charisma and willpower, spaceship command, leadership. So I don't even think that would be a good ship to use, right? That's command. Do we need leadership? I don't think so. So I would have to research these in order to even fly the ship. So it's not actually going to be 9 days and 18 hours till I could fly the ship. It's going to be 39 days until I could fly this ship. So that's going to be over a month. So since I have 3 months on this account of training, I should probably just try to train into some of the tier 2 frigates, get all the requirements, and then basically once I have all these trained, then all I'll have to do is train the actual ship skills. So maybe we'll just get the frigate, the destroyer, and then we'll get the other skills required. I haven't remapped yet, right? I probably could remap at some point. Interactions, character, just go to abilities and then you remap your character, because you could remap once and then you get 2 bonus remaps that you could use anytime. But besides that, if your character's been here for a year, even if you leave him idle for a year or something, if you remap him, train him for like 3 months, and then you just leave him, come back a year later, then remap him into something else, I don't know, you'll always probably be training something during that full year anyways, if you're even if you're not a members. So even if you're not a members, you could just go to your tree and then just throw something that takes like 16 hours to train, or 16 days to train, right? So you could go say like, I want to train the Caldari Frigate. That would take like 18 days on a free account. So then you could just throw Caldari Destroyer level 5 on your training queue and then come back in 18 days, I guess, and then have it trained. It seems like it takes so long on a free account, but I guess this game wasn't always free. So essentially we're going to say this account, we're just going to go on here. This will probably be my main account. I'll probably actually make this my main account. I think we already trained Frigate up to a little bit, and then skills. I'm not sure what the history, because we queued up things. We're training mass production, mining drones. This is the character that didn't get the 1 million free skill points. Rocket evasive maneuvering, mechanics, armor layering. So I was researching a whole bunch of things. Shield upgrades, hull upgrades, drones, spaceship command, the frigate level 4. battle cruiser, so I could use all of the basic ships. I could use the battleship, Oh, almost. I just need to train the battleship. Alright, so we'll have all of the Caldari ships anyways, although I have all the Caldari ships on my old main account. So I think we'll switch to a different account now. We'll go see what the other account is. So this is the second account that I made, the one that I seen if you use the recruiter friend you get 1 million skill points, and then I was only 10 days into that account, right? So I was like, well, if I get a 20 days of training, it'd be better to start a new account because then it'd be 10 days of training ahead. So I did that, so I made this one. And then that offer came up that said if I buy a membership now, it won't be $15, it'll only be $7.50. So they got me with 50% off on the deal. Because the first account I spent the $50 for the 3 months to sign up, and then I seen I could get 50% off on 1 month. Because I wasn't planning to upgrade this account originally, right? This account was supposed to be just a free-to-play account, and then they showed that offer that you could sign up at a discounted price, so I did that. So we got 1 month on this character, and then we got 1 million extra skill points. So I think we got the core ship skills on the character, and then we just got industry, so we could go mining on this character. So essentially, if we are making enough money, or if we ever decide that we want to train 2 characters at once, we could essentially make it worth it to train 2 characters at once. Because this character, he could be the production character, the mass production. Preferably they would be on the same account, right? Preferably you would want to train them on the same account, so you'd only have to pay membership for 1 account. Although you can't train on the same account. Although you can with the pallet services, with the multi-character training. So essentially you could buy with Plex, and then you could train 2 different characters on the same account. Or you could just make 2 different accounts and then just train 2 different characters like that all the time. I think that's a better way. Because if both of the characters are members, you could have them logged in at the same time. It's only if they're free-to-play accounts. You can never have more than 1 account logged in if you're logging in with a free-to-play account. Although you could sit here with both your members' accounts, and it'd be really good for scouting ahead, right? If you were going into all security, or if you were going into a wormhole or something. I never actually made 2 accounts to go scout ahead. I always just went ahead on the 1 account and just dove into the wormhole and dove into all security. But essentially you could have 1 character. So if these were on like the same account or something, or if they were on different accounts, it wouldn't really make a difference until your memberships ran out, and then you realize that you're paying for 2 accounts. So it would preferably be to have them on 1 account eventually. So maybe that's making us think, which character do we actually want as our main? Maybe we do want that other account. So we also have our older character that we train, but then eventually we might decide that we want our very first account that we made, our main account, to be the main account. So essentially, this character, I think we remapped this one, right? We remapped you to intelligence and memory, and then we got the implants. Got the implant, so it'd be like +3 to memory, +3 to intelligence. So that would give us a faster training speed. Essentially, attributes increases your training speed. So if we go here, say, maybe when we hover over it. No, maybe when we're training it or something. So it should show the training speed. Alright, it has 39 skill points per minute. Usually it would be 30 skill points per minute. Go to spaceship command, we'd probably have lowered it a little bit. Oh, so maybe we actually just have to throw it on the queue then, so we just minimize the character. So if we threw this on here, so this is perception and willpower. We didn't buy the implants yet. It would make it 30 skill points if we put the implants on them, the +3. So it would only cost us 20 million to put that back up to the regular training speed, 25 points per minute, then it'll be back up to 30. But essentially, because we remapped our character into intelligence and memory with science, now we're getting more points, right? We're getting 42 skill points per minute. So that actually increases it considerably. Considering it was 30 skill points and then 42 skill points, that's almost actually like 50% faster. Holy jeez, never thought of it like that. Because if your character is not remapped, the training rate, it would say 30 skill points. You can go check on a character that's not remapped. But once you remap, and then even if you get the +4, the +5 implants, maybe it would actually be 50% faster. That's just crazy. So definitely implants and remapping is the way to go to increase your training speed. Apparently up to 50%. So we're gonna have to remap the other character and get implants on him. We're gonna have to get more implants on this character. So research, we were just going to make this character the research character. So we had bought the advanced laboratory operation. Because we were switching accounts and we weren't actually playing, we played like 3 days on the free-to-play and we made like 100 million, although we don't know if we're going to be playing that account too much. We're going to let him train because we know if we just let him train for a little bit, he will eventually be able to use tier 2 drones and tier 2 weapons, even though he's free. And then he'll have his 1 million skill points saved up. So we're not sure what we're doing with the free-to-play account. We could always log on to the free-to-play account to check to make sure what scales, but we already did that with this character. Since we did intelligence and memory, essentially we're just going into science. We bought the advanced laboratory operation. So this one costs like 20 million. Yeah, it's 20 million to buy the skill book, so it's not cheap. Then we also got the other skill. Also got the scientific networking. Show information, view market details. So this one allows you to do your jobs when you're not in the actual system. So this one costs 10 million. I think advanced mass production costs like 15 million. I think we bought that one on this character. Production, supply chain management, view market details. This one costs 7.5 million. It's basically when you're going to the left here, you're going to industry, you're looking at all of your jobs. So we had 6 science jobs. We're researching advanced laboratory, which allows us to put more science jobs in here. So once the jobs load up, we got the scientific networking. So we're actually like 2 jumps away from the facility, right? Jumps 2. So normally you wouldn't be able to do your jobs, you would have to be in the system. But with the scientific networking ability, we could be up to 5 jumps away. And if we train it, we could actually upgrade it to more jumps, up to 25 jumps away. So as long as we stay in the system, we're basically just getting all these blueprints up to max like we were originally trying to do. We just log into the character, then we put some blueprints in researching, and then we log back out and then go check the other characters and try to theorize everything and find out everything. So essentially, pretty soon, all of our blueprints that we made that we got a long time ago are pretty much going to be maxed. They're all going to be 10%, 20%, and then we could look into different types of blueprints. So we did that with the invention character. It's pretty much what he's going to do. He's just going to sit here and then hopefully, eventually, we could do something with him. So we're going to go to the jobs, we're going to look into making blueprints as much as we can before the membership runs out, and then we're going to go into production maybe. If you go into production, you could do production on free-to-play. I think there's just like a 2% fee or something if you're free-to-play. I think I read that. Basically, we could do as much science as we can for the 1 month as we're a member, and then when we're free-to-play, we could do production to produce things and then make a bunch of money while we're free-to-play. So you can't actually do anything with science when you're free to play. So it's good to do it now while we started here. So maybe now we'll go to another character. That's pretty much all that this guy's going to do. He's just going to research production and science. Right, he's already got science on here. So have prerequisites for it. That'd be a neater way to show it. So basically we're maxing research, science, scientific networking, metallurgy, advanced laboratory operation, and in production, supply chain management, mass production. And then he could also pilot the mining ship. So if we ever want to go mining for some reason, we could fly the mining ship. Alright, and then this is just the free-to-play account. So I just have this one character on here, right? It's just you refer somebody, and you get 1 million skill points. So you get 20 days ahead on the brand new character. So even though he's not a member, he still gets that benefit. So he could literally go to the skill tree and train like drones on day 1 like I seen, and train gunnery. We could even get like tier 2 guns on day 1. I think we get like tier 2 guns on day 1, tier 2 drones on day 1, and then we could start piloting a frigate and a destroyer, so it's just a ridiculous boost on day 1 with 1 million skill points. So the main reason we made this character was to look at all of these skills to figure out what can we pilot. We can't pilot any of the tier 2 ships, and then we found out actually in engineering we could actually get energy upgrades to level 5, power grid management to level 5, weapon upgrades to level 5, electronic upgrades to level 5, all of those, CPU management to level 5, all of those are actually still do something on free to play. Same with hull upgrades 5, mechanics 5, and then repair systems 5. So the whole reason was to figure out if we only got a 1 month of membership, or we only got 3 months of membership, and then we were free to play for any reason for any amount of time after, what could we still use on free to play? So what should we train into while we are a member that would help us out when we lose membership? And essentially we found out we could get the small turrets. We could get all of these small turrets, the small hybrid turret, the small energy turret, the small projectile turret. We could get the tier 2 weapons. We found out we could get the tier 2 ammunition. We just have to train them, and then even if we're not a member, we could still use them. Same for the missile launchers. We could use the light missile launchers, the tier 2 ammunition. We could use the heavy missile launchers, the tier 2 ammunition of that as well. We found out we could still use those when our membership is downgraded. So basically that's what this was. And then the drones, we found out we could use tier 2 light drones. We found out we could use those if our membership is ever downgraded, so we probably do want to get drones on there. But considering we already paid for those accounts, and then I made this account, and we were literally playing it for 3 days, right? So we go to the character, so we're like, we're playing free to play, but then after 3 days you're playing, that was the main reason we upgraded. So we were playing for a little bit, and then we're like, well, if we upgrade to memberships, we could get 2 times the progress done. 2 times the progress done. So we just sat here playing for 3 days on free to play, basically with the half training speed. So without the membership, 2 times training speed. So basically we could just sit here and get a small hybrid turret or something, right? We could throw a small hybrid turret on here, and then when we check back later, he'll probably have it trained. So when we actually come back, maybe play or something. Although we don't really need him unless we have a 3rd account or something. Unless we just need like a scouting account or something, or an account that just does something. But essentially, you could just throw a small hybrid turret on here. Although small hybrid turret 4 is going to take over 1 day to train, so we can't quite throw this on here yet. Although if we come back here tomorrow, we could throw small hybrid turret 5 onto here, and then it'll train in 9 days. So maybe that'll be something. Or if we wanted to, we seen in that one video, we could just put 20 days of skills on here and then just train it all, and then just get all the tier 2 ships. Although I think we're saving the 1 million skill points for some reason. So I think that's what this account is. So I think later we're going to look at the other 2 accounts, my other 2 main accounts, to see what they turned into, see how their skill points are. They got a whole bunch of training time and a whole bunch of money, so there actually is no real reason to play these accounts, although maybe there is. So while we're rendering this video, we're going to figure out what we're going to do with these accounts and which ones we're going to make our main, and because we're not going to be paying membership for 2 accounts or 3 accounts or a whole bunch of accounts. We want to just pay membership for 1 account probably. So we're going to have to narrow it down, and then figure out our skill tree on our main account, and then maybe figure out how to get some money, and then just only play that 1 account mostly, because we don't want to sit here playing a whole bunch of different accounts. We just want to play on 1 account, and then maybe make some different characters on that 1 account, and then maybe just maybe make a bunch of different characters on 1 account for now. So maybe we'll start fresh again or something. So we'll see what we're doing.